Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Screenshot. Here we talk trending topics, relevant things, and current affairs. Today we have a very special friend of the show, renowned rapper Indigo Saint.
Yes, ma'am. Wagwan, it's well, I mean, you've already said, but they say where I'm from, but Indigo, Yizido, Jovicho. You know.
I know she'll catch on.
I'll catch on. So we've got Indigo Saint. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here.
So what we want to talk about today, if you were at Munch and Sip on Sunday, there was a picture that was circulating. You've probably seen it. And even if you weren't there, there's a picture circulating of a guy slouching. Is he slouching or?
He was chilling.
It looks like he's not really alive. But he's like on the chair, barely alive, and he's drunk. So it got us thinking, what is the point where we draw the line between having fun, good old fun, or drunkenness? Like substance abuse, where do we draw the line?
Yeah, and then we have to first define with what's alcoholism in our terms. I think he can define it best.
Why can he define it best?
Or saying this more eloquent than me.
Or maybe it's the alcoholic.
No. But I think we'd have to start by defining what alcoholism is. Is this cure? Alcoholism is in our context. And then from there we can start defining it, okay, at what point does it get to it being, the abuse?
I think when you now use alcohol as a clutch, like you can't get like through the day without having a sip of something. You need to take the edge off. I think it also starts with excuses. I need to take the edge off.
I was about to make an excuse.
I need to loosen up. It makes me less shy. And then it gradually grows and grows and grows. And every single day, it's something else. You start off with one glass of wine, and the next thing is what?
It's a box.
It's a box.
Yeah.
I was going to say bottle, but it's a box.
but quick one. In your context, if I'm having a drink a day to calm my nerves, and I'm not getting drunk, but you are at ease, am I drunk?
I mean, your tolerance is gonna get, is gonna improve, I guess is the word.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or it's gonna increase, right? So if it took you 3 beers to get drunk, and then you drink every day, then maybe the next day you're gonna need 4, or maybe the next week you're gonna need 4, you're gonna need 5 or whatever, right? But then still again, it's that thing that you were saying about the dependency. If now you can't function
without having a drink,
because I don't think alcohol is a bad thing. I think anything in moderation is okay.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And sometimes you go to an event and there's a lot of people, and a glass of wine is what's gonna make you, a little more approachable or friendly or whatever. So I think in that context, I think it's acceptable. And. A glass of wine also a day is also healthy. It's good for your heart, So it's not.
Did you guys see the picture that I'm talking about?
Yeah, but then my thing is
that acceptable?
From the same picture, we're judging umuntu off a single incident. Maybe we can't this.
But still, even earlier this week, getting drunk to that level is not okay. It's really not okay. Even if we don't say we've all been through. I have never been through it. I've never been drunk to that extent. It's
tolerance every year.
Yeah, I think.
It's Munch and Sip. You're supposed to have fun, but I think it's like saying yamazi, but I now think it's now like a deeper thing. Is everything okay at home? Because sometimes it's not. Is everything okay at home? Why are you drinking to that extent?
Saint, you're about to say something.
And see, as a woman, right, in current society, it's not safe for you, first of all, to pass out or to drink to that extent.
True.
So the way that you have to keep your composure, the way that you drink when you're out is going to be different than, say, as a guy. Because Tina saying also is another thing. It's going to be that, you don't want to take a shot, take another shot.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's a shot, it's a njengo, it's a super, it's a beer, it's a njengo, it's a super. Not that I, you know, not that I'm giving the formula.
Dude, is there a shot of njengu?
Yeah.
Because that thing in Bonani is deadly. I've seen
You
people.
want to Munch and Sip, right?
No, I
You
wasn't.
missed out. Ngiyeza abanye usithi thatha ishot ungachange iface uyaphinda yona. I'm thinking, dog.
Those types of games.
I've been changing my face 5 times, dog.
Oh, it's like a party game.
Yeah, it's an inner thing.
When were you at Munch and Sip?
I was alive.
Okay. Did you go?
No, I didn't go this time.
Why?
Hey, budget, dog. You know,
That's-
I was, yeah.
Thank you for tapping
You know?
into that.
Yeah.
One thing, I think I'm always saying this, and you're probably tired of me saying it. And Uguti, I stopped drinking temporarily, and I only started again. I only stopped when I realized Uguti, I was drinking outside and like Groove. Like I can't afford it anymore.
What do you mean you can't afford it?
I can't afford going out.
It's like they $2.
It's $2.50. It's $2.50.
And it's $1 and down is it.
It's $2.50, and that $2.50 will only buy you one cider. If I'm buying 6 ciders, that's how much?
It's enough.
$12.50 is my. How's my mail? It's $12.50, right? And the shisha is how much? It's now $8, $10, right?
That's for baddies.
It's not like Groove is now so expensive, and it's helped me like drink less. Now I drink at home, it's more affordable, and I might eventually stop drinking. I might not get to that guy's level.
Okay, when you're saying Groove is expensive for you, or going out is expensive to you, is it relative to the other expenses that you have to pay after going out?
Yeah, like a cab.
No, I mean, for abanye abantu, I'll speak for myself, and if I can afford to go out and still pay my bills and my rentals and all that, can I really say Groove is expensive? That's why I'm saying maybe for you, or city, if you go out, also afford to pay rent, then in that case it's expensive. But if I can afford to, still take care of what needs to be taken care of.
No, but now that I've cut down and I'm able to get myself things that I didn't think were important. And
Tell me what?
I'm saving up here with
I think that's why you shouldn't have a high tolerance, because it just messes with you. Because I saw like when I'd go out like almost every day during a week, I'd spend a lot of money because it's like it's 5-6 beers to get drunk, and then it's shots of Jaeger in between each beer. Right? And then we're going to go somewhere else, and then we're going to go drink.
And you tend to be generous when you're not drunk. You put like a certain, if you put a certain budget, let's say I'm saying I'm taking $50 with me, and I'm like, this 50 will sustain me. I also have like an extra just in case, and I'll definitely use that just in case. Someone will come up and be like, Alan, I haven't seen you now. Tata lapa.
It's dawa, it's less good this is in Kapula. Because you're at Groove then, we're having fun. So I'm bonnet. Anga kotla la pana. How far? But don't you talk kotla la pana. So yeah, that's another thing.
I think the most stressful thing you can get from Groove is that smokehouse receipt. Because you see it in the morning, you're like, why? I didn't need.
The regret in the morning, I feel like it's the worst. You've got a hangover. You feel sick. It's like, even though maybe you didn't even buy anything to eat. You know how hungry you get in the morning. Right? You didn't get anything to eat. You're hungry.
But my question is, we've tackled everything that needs to be talked about with the alcohol, but I feel like in the short is the rehabilitation side for people who actually feel like they're now hooked on it like that. There's not much information going around about how to get help pertaining to alcohol abuse and all that. Because personally, I've never, when we talked this morning, it was my first time hearing what there's actually AA meetings in Olawa, and I'm thinking, okay.
I only thought it happened in the movies.
Yeah, in the States. I didn't know there's actually AA groups that you can join for.
Because out of put your name down. No, I'm not sharp.
I've been worried about you for the past couple of months.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
It's actually it's not an interview. It's not a chat. This is an intervention. You know.
But yeah, how does one go about with all that?
I think it full circle is taking it back to everything is going to stem from like your mental wellness, right? So I found out about AA from therapy, from going to therapy, and when I was there, one of the issues that I was working through was how I was using alcohol, as a mechanism. I'm not gonna say coping mechanism, because it wasn't helping me cope. It was actually creating more problems for me, right? It was straining my relationships at home. It was straining my romantic relationship with like my person, you know what I mean? And also it was like straining the relationship I had with myself, right? So working through that in therapy, and then like finding out that like, no, actually, there's a group that comes here and you can join them, right? And for me, so I went through that process, and I had the support system, which is what's cool about it, is that like, it's one thing like if you have friends who drink and you say to your friends, I'm not drinking anymore. You know how people are. Yeah, you're not drinking. They'll test you. They'll see.
Support.
Support. You know what I'm saying? So like those support systems are important because, when I was there, I learned a lot. I learned that like, well, for one, I learned that what I was dealing with was not say alcoholism in the sense of what everyone else was. So I went there thinking maybe perhaps I'm an alcoholic, and then I found out and I learned through going through that process that no, actually my issues were stemming from what I was working through in therapy, so that realization for me was great, because then it made me feel less guilty, like when I'd go out. So, some people have a tough time where it's like some people can't go to a bar and not drink.
Yeah, of course. That's me.
But it's like, but it's okay. Like
step is admitting.
But I think it's totally acceptable. Like you can go out and people are drinking, you can chill. Like no one's looking at you, no one's like, no one's judging you, bro. Like everyone's doing their own thing, So just being in that space to be like, I can have one beer and I can go,
But is it advisable to be in that space though? Like if you're like not drinking, but to be like in an environment where people are drinking. I
think first it's you accepting you first, to be like, okay, well, if you really want to drink, my mom's a G. Like my mom said this to me like when I was younger. She was like, "Indoda isn't leech," right? So if you want something as a man, you must go and you must get it, So if you want to drink, then you must go and drink. If you want to have a good time, if you want to party, you must go and party, right? If you want money, you must go and get these things, right? But if the thing that you want is getting in the way of who you want to be, if it's not aligned with the person that you want to be, when I perform, I don't drink before I perform. I don't get on stage. I won't touch a shot. I won't have a beer. Nothing. Like the nerves. I need the nerves for me to perform on stage, right? So I know like no alcohol before I get on stage. See me after I'm done. Oh my God. Like,
Sorry to cut you off, but we do need to talk about the second thing, and because we have you here, we have to take advantage of Indigo Saint being here and being a musical genius. We want to talk about music in Bulawayo, the state of music, especially rap and the rap music where Indigo, like...
Being the best rapper and all that,
Well, I don't know, but he's top 5 in my book.
Money on it.
You would put money in your...
Put money on it.
Yeah.
But, okay, the one thing I want to ask pertaining to that topic specifically is an incident that happened, when was it? A week or two back, huh? A Slim Pimp.
Slim Pimp.
Yeah.
Oh, that
diss
track.
The diss track.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take hip-hop in a context from outside of Zimbabwe. And these tracks have always been there. It's not something that's new. And most times it's never okay. It does get personal, but it's a sport. So I didn't understand the backlash that people had towards that, and the impact
Or
that it
him
had.
releasing his diss track. It's something that's supposed to.
Like,
Is it supposed to happen?
I'm not a hip. I'll let our hip hop guru speak, right?
But I'm not a hip hop person like that. But I do know that, like, from Abo, Biggie, and Tupac, and we've got diss tracks. It made us the fans all excited. It's a pity that people have died, and which is sad. But when you guys are throwing these jabs at each other, and we're like, yeah, because it's not affecting us, directly. No one is talking about me. So I understand you saying the backlash probably wasn't necessary. What do you think, Indigo?
I think, I think his team, the idea was right. The execution was off. Because if you are going to do something like that, then let it be dope. Let it be undeniable. An example for me would be Composure, aka, right?
Nice.
That was clean. It was like, the song is so good. It's good enough for it to play in the club. It's good enough for it to play on radio,
But still
right?
disrespectful.
And it's a disrespect. You know what I'm saying? It hurts, right? Another, the reply also was brilliant, but I think like the thing that people don't actually see is that, well, first of all, Bulaya is small, and if I was to write a diss song, it's really personal, because all of my music is based off things that I feel and things that I'm going through. So if I ever write anything and I'm like, I have to choose someone very carefully here. I have to choose someone who's a friend, as an example.
Hey, Breezy.
Yeah. I don't
You
mean
love
it.
K
But
Breezy.
but if I was to come at K Breezy, right, it wouldn't be a joke.
Okay.
Like it would be something for real, And Bulaya is small enough, like we'll bump into each other, right? And he might not take it to like, he might not take it well. He might not be like, oh yeah, well, it's just a diss song or whatever. He might not go into the studio for that. He might actually pull up to my crib. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, and then it's lit. He might pull up now, to be like, yeah, I heard what you were saying about that thing. Yeah, what's up? Let's talk
Say
now.
it to my face.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, there's that, and also another thing that people also don't see is that, like, we actually really get along.
Okay.
People. I'm sorry you don't like it, but we actually like each other.
And the people's faces.
I
I noticed.
each other win. Like when Mlu's doing a thing, I'm gonna
The
show him
support
Mlu's stuff.
is there.
When ASAP's doing a thing, I'm gonna support him. When Kanye's is doing a thing, I'm gonna support him. When Brent's, Bilius, Lyndon, K Breezy, whomever. You know what I'm saying? And that energy is also reciprocated. We actually want to see each other prosper. So if ever people, I don't know, man, I think it would literally have to be something where it's like, if ever there was like the Tupac Biggie thing, it would be really personal.
Okay, so we need to get someone from Harare to diss you guys, since you guys get along.
I think when I watch you meant, what's his name? Come on. The guy who did Slim Pimp.
Slim Pimp.
He's also based here.
I think he's in Joburg.
Oh, he's not in Bulawayo like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys know of him before?
Not till the video. And also, again, it's that thing where it's like, it's proximity, right? Yeah, you can say what you want to say when you're far.
Yeah, of course. I'm that person until they pulled up on me.
And again, it's just that thing where it's like, you can't have lines in your diss track where you're like something, amatata, quack, quack. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's rap. Like, if we're gonna rap, like, let's rap. Because it's not just because someone else is gonna go. And people do that a lot in Bulaya. They must stop doing that. People go, today in local music, and then they go pick the wackest thing that's there. Why?
But how do you maneuver around pressure and Adriana? Because I'm usually seeing it a lot with specific artists who on a daily basis on some. How far? Why haven't you released music? You've been doing this, and this, but there's no music. Why are you constantly posting about this when you're supposed to be dropping new tracks? So on your side, how do you find that balance between trying to be who you are and, being the artist that people expect in a sense?
I feed my people.
Okay.
So I I have a personal relationship with pretty much each and every person who listens to my music. I reach out to them. I thank them in their DMs. Maybe I'll give you a call, or so for me, what I'm doing, I know it's helping my people. They'll go and they'll talk about like my music to someone else, and then maybe those people also will become like a part of our community, right? Because I don't have fans, I have friends. My friends are my family. These are people who want to see me win, right? So I just focus on the good things. Everyone else who's got like an opinion on something, I'm like, okay, fine, cool. I'll send you my song. I'll send you a playlist. I'll send you a playlist. It's 4.5 hours worth of music.
Since I didn't know we're friends because I was a fan. No.
Oh yeah, friends.
Like
No,
us.
he doesn't have fans. Besides me, of course, but yeah.
No, best friends.
Makes sense. So if you're not dissed you right now, you would not respond, including myself, because I was writing something.
You're not worth it. But anyway.
But I was saying, like, if someone came at me, like, my response would probably be like, oh, it's all love. I wish you success. I hope.
That's not what Alan wants. Alan wants you
I
to
hope you live till 80.
Alan wants you to come.
Because when that guy dropped, I was happy. I was like, yes, finally saying he's going to diss this thing.
And also, they never mentioned my name. I don't know why. Like, those, yeah.
I
people
didn't
will
even
say
listen to the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I want to thank Indigo Saint for joining us today and having this conversation. You're now a friend. We don't have guest co-hosts. We have friends.
Oh, thank you.
We have friends. Yeah. And after talking to Indigo, I can safely say I am now Berg famous. I've been waiting all show to say that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and see you next time. Bye.